I think of Darnell, a young guy that I worked with. Horrific life. As a young boy, he saw his mother murder his father. And then, not too long after that, he was left with his two brothers, and his mom said, I'm just going out for a bit, and never came back, and he never saw her again. He then spent much of his life in the foster care system. About 35% of the kids who come to Covenant House come out of the foster care system. They age out, they're 18, they're given their bag, and they're on their own. And very quickly they end up homeless. And any of you who are parents of an 18-year-old, could you imagine giving them their suitcase and pushing them down the driveway? That's funny, right? They wouldn't make it to the curb, at least mine wouldn't. They wouldn't make it to the curb. They'd be back asking for $5 for the bus. In foster care, they give the kid a bag and they're on their own. So Darnell bounced, and he bounced with this lump and this pain in his heart. But he was a kid of faith. So strange. Why would Darnell have faith when the primary people who were supposed to wrap around him and love him walked away? Why would he have faith? Unbelievable faith. God's mercy. That's why. And I sat down with Darnell. I remember it. And he said to me, you know, I wonder why my mom left. I wonder where she is. And I was like, oh, here we go. Right? Because I've been to this rodeo. I know what's going to happen. He's going to say, why did she leave me? Didn't she love me? Doesn't she care about me? And he'd be right, right? He didn't say it. You know what he said? I wish I could see my mom. Why? Because I want her to know I'm okay. Because I want her to know she's forgiven. And how hard it must have been. I understand how hard it must have been to leave me and my brothers. That's faith. That's God's mercy. I can't tell you a lot about all the saints, but I can tell you about that one. A young boy who's in prayer, and he, you know, here I am counseling him, right? Hello. Yeah. I'm taking out my spiritual notebook, writing stuff down. One day I saw him later on, and he was saying, what's the matter with you? You know, and I'm doing, you know, this one. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. I'm saying this to Darnell, right? Because I can't balance a budget or what, I forget what the heck was going on. And he said, you know what your problem is? And I said, he says, you know, you don't pray enough. Yeah. That's not what I said to him. I said, shut up. Here's what happened to Darnell. He accepted God's mercy. For a long time, he was asking himself, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with him? Was his question to himself. What did I do? Why wasn't I good enough, right? That beating up kind of thing. A young boy of faith who transcended that. As we're called to faith, you know, as I think of that great prayer, Lord, comfort me in my afflictions and afflict me in my comfort. You know that one? Beautiful prayer. Comfort me in my afflictions and afflict me. I hope somehow through this experience today, you get whatever you need on the side of that. Some of you may need to be comforted because you're in pain and you're suffering, and you need to know the love and the kindness and the mercy of our Jesus. You need to know that. And some of you may need a kick in the butt, right? Some of you may need to be afflicted in your comfort and called to more, to be disciples, to be forgiving. And if you're like me, and like many of the kids at Covenant House, you need to show mercy to yourself. You need to be forgiving to yourself. And for Darnell, what was transformative was his ability to forgive himself. And I know what you're saying, because I was saying it. Darnell, what are you talking about? Why do you have to forgive yourself? He had his demons. He had his demons. And only through that time of standing in God's mercy and understanding that in his own life was he able to be free. And that's the promise of our faith, to be free. Give your burdens and you'll be free, right?